Ladies and gentlemen, think about the most impactful moments of your life. Was there a single decision that stands out to you? A moment when you chose a path, made a choice, or took action that shaped your entire future? One decision can change everything. And it's that power that we are going to harness today. Every day we are presented with countless choices, some insignificant and others that hold the potential to change the course of our lives. Yet many people go through life unaware of the tremendous power that resides in just one decision. We often underestimate the impact that a single choice can have, believing that change requires years of hard work, big investments, or dramatic shifts. But the truth is, sometimes all it takes is one defining moment, one conscious decision that sets everything in motion. Think about the times in your life when you've faced a crossroads, a moment when you had to choose between two paths. Maybe it was a decision to leave a job that no longer fulfilled you, to end a relationship that held you back, or to take a leap of faith and try something new. It's in those moments that we have the power to change everything. The decision to act, to take that first step towards something bigger, is often the turning point that sets us on a new trajectory. What makes this so powerful is that our decisions shape our reality. Each choice we make is a reflection of who we believe we are and what we believe we're capable of. For instance, when you choose to take responsibility for your life, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and begin to see yourself as the creator of your future. When you decide that your health is non-negotiable, you transform the way you view food, exercise, and your well-being. That decision doesn't just change the way you look at things, it alters the actions you take and ultimately the results you experience. Often, the most life-changing decisions aren't made out of excitement or certainty. They're made out of discomfort, dissatisfaction, or a realization that things cannot continue as they are. It's when you've reached a point where the status quo no longer serves you, where you realize that you deserve more, that you make the decision to rise above your circumstances. It might be a decision to leave behind the familiar, even though the unknown is intimidating. But it's in those moments of courage that true transformation happens. A single decision can create a ripple effect. Once you make a choice, momentum begins to build, and with each new decision, your actions become aligned with your values and vision. The more you decide to take action, the more you attract opportunities that align with your goals. It's as if the universe recognizes your commitment and responds by opening doors that you never thought were possible. That initial decision is the spark that ignites a fire of momentum that can carry you further than you ever imagined. Sometimes we make the mistake of thinking that decisions are isolated, but in reality, each choice we make compounds upon the last. It's like a snowball effect. Once you make a decision, the next one becomes easier, and the next one after that feels even more powerful. With each decision, you create a pattern, a new way of operating in the world that aligns with your growth and aspirations. Over time, these decisions become part of who you are, shaping not just your outcomes, but your identity. It's crucial to understand that while the impact of a single decision may not always be immediate, it's always significant. It's like planting a seed. You may not see the full results right away, but with time and consistent effort, that seed can grow into something extraordinary. So don't wait for the perfect moment or for things to feel just right. Make the decision today to take control of your life. That decision will be the first step in the journey of your transformation. Limiting beliefs are the invisible walls we build around ourselves, often without even realizing it. These beliefs hold us back from reaching our true potential and prevent us from taking the risks necessary to grow. They are often born from past experiences, societal conditioning, or the opinions of others, but they have one thing in common. They shape how we see ourselves and the world around us. Breaking through these limiting beliefs is one of the most powerful things you can do for your personal growth and success. At the core of limiting beliefs lies a deep-rooted fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. These are all components of the stories we tell ourselves about what we can or cannot achieve. We convince ourselves that we're not smart enough, strong enough, or worthy enough to pursue our dreams. And the more we believe these stories, the more they shape our actions or lack thereof. This internal narrative becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where we stop trying because we believe we won't succeed. The beliefs we hold dictate our behavior, and as a result, we become trapped in a cycle of limitation. The first step in breaking through these beliefs is awareness. You need to recognize the beliefs that are holding you back. Often they are subtle, lurking in the background of your thoughts and actions. For example, you might tell yourself, I'm not good enough to start my own business, or I'm too old to make a career change. These statements seem harmless at first, but over time, they create a barrier to progress. To move past these limiting beliefs, you need to shine a light on them and acknowledge them for what they are. False stories that you've accepted as truth. Once you identify these beliefs, it's important to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true? Where did this belief come from? What evidence do I have that contradicts this belief? Often, when we question the validity of our limiting beliefs, we realize that they are based on assumptions or outdated information. We are not bound by the constraints of our past, and the world is full of examples of people who have defied similar beliefs. When you start to question these beliefs, you create space for new possibilities to emerge. Another key to breaking through limiting beliefs is shifting your mindset. It's easy to get stuck in a fixed mindset where you believe your abilities and intelligence are set in stone. But when you adopt a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities can be developed through effort and learning, everything changes. With a growth mindset, you understand that failure is not an end, but a lesson. It becomes a stepping stone, a part of the journey, rather than something to avoid at all costs. When you embrace challenges and see them as opportunities for growth, you begin to rewrite the story of who you are and what you're capable of achieving. Breaking through limiting beliefs requires action. It's not enough to simply think about changing your beliefs. You must act in ways that contradict those beliefs. If you believe you're not capable of something, take small steps in that direction. Each action you take proves to yourself that the belief you once held is not true. The more you step outside your comfort zone and challenge the beliefs that have held you back, the more you reinforce your new narrative, one where you are capable, worthy, and free to pursue your dreams without limitations. The process of breaking through limiting beliefs is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing practice. It requires constant self-reflection, courage, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. But once you begin to dismantle these beliefs, you open the door to limitless possibilities. You free yourself from the chains that once bound you, and in doing so, you step into a life where anything is possible. Change is one of the few constants in life, yet it is often met with resistance, fear, and discomfort. People tend to cling to the familiar even when it no longer serves them because the unknown can be terrifying. However, embracing change with confidence is one of the most powerful ways to transform your life. When you choose to welcome change rather than fear it, you unlock new possibilities and create a path toward growth and self-discovery. The key is shifting your perspective and seeing change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. The fear of change often stems from uncertainty. When we're faced with the unknown, our minds naturally gravitate toward the worst-case scenario. We worry about making the wrong choice, about failing, or about being unprepared for what lies ahead. But in reality, the uncertainty that comes with change is not something to fear. It is simply a blank canvas waiting for you to paint your future. The fear is only as powerful as you allow it to be. The moment you decide to face change with confidence, you take away its power over you. One of the most important aspects of embracing change is realizing that change is not always something that happens to us. It is something we can actively choose. Many times, people wait for external circumstances to force change upon them, whether it's a job loss, a breakup, or a major life event. But waiting for change to happen to you can be limiting. When you take ownership of change and make the decision to change, you are asserting control over your future. You are no longer a passive participant in your life, but an active creator of it. Confidence plays a vital role in this process. It's easy to doubt ourselves when faced with the unfamiliar, but confidence is not about having all the answers or knowing exactly how things will turn out. Confidence is the belief in your ability to figure things out as you go. It's the trust that, even in the midst of uncertainty, you are resourceful enough to adapt and thrive. When you embrace change with confidence, you acknowledge that you don't need to have everything figured out right away. You simply need to take the first step, and the next step will reveal itself. The key to building this confidence is to change the way you view failure. Many people fear change because they associate it with failure. They fear that if they step into the unknown and things don't go as planned, they will have wasted time or effort. But failure is not something to be feared. It is part of the process. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to adjust your approach. When you reframe failure as a valuable lesson rather than a setback, it becomes less daunting. You begin to see challenges as stepping stones, not obstacles. Another crucial aspect of embracing change with confidence is trusting in your resilience. Change often requires us to step out of our comfort zones, and that can feel uncomfortable. But it's in the discomfort that we grow the most. Trusting in your ability to adapt and bounce back from challenges will give you the courage to face whatever change comes your way. Every time you face change and push through the discomfort, you strengthen your confidence and build a foundation for future success. Embracing change with confidence is about letting go of fear and embracing the unknown with open arms. It's about trusting that the changes you face are leading you towards something better, even if you can't see it yet. When you approach change with a mindset of growth and possibility, you become unstoppable. The world opens up in ways you never imagined, and your confidence grows with every new challenge you face. By welcoming change rather than resisting it, you create a life that is not only more fulfilling, but also more exciting and full of potential. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by circumstances beyond our control. Whether it's a global crisis, a personal setback, or the actions of others, there are countless factors that influence our lives. However, the truth is that we can only control one thing: ourselves. Focusing on what you can control is the key to regaining your power, shifting your mindset, and ultimately creating a life that aligns with your goals and aspirations. It's natural to feel a sense of frustration when things are outside our control. But the reality is that we are most powerful when we focus on the things we can influence. By directing your energy and attention toward what you can control, you stop wasting time and emotional energy on things that don't serve you. For example, you can't control the weather, but you can control how you dress for it. You can't control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond. By taking ownership of your actions, thoughts, and emotions, you put yourself back in the driver's seat of your life. One of the most important aspects of focusing on what you can control is managing your mindset. Your thoughts have immense power over your emotions, behavior, and ultimately your reality. When you focus on the negative, the things you can't change, you reinforce feelings of helplessness and frustration. But when you shift your focus to the positive, to what you can influence, you begin to feel empowered. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on solutions, growth, and progress rather than getting stuck in the problem. A key part of focusing on what you can control is accepting responsibility for your life. While we can't control everything that happens to us, we always have control over how we respond, how we react to challenges, how we handle setbacks, and how we manage our emotions are all within our control. The moment you take responsibility for your actions and decisions, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You become an active participant in shaping your future. Another vital aspect of focusing on what you can control is setting clear goals and intentions. It's easy to get lost in the chaos of life and feel like you're drifting aimlessly. However, by setting clear goals, you give yourself direction and purpose. These goals don't have to be grand or complex. They just need to be specific, measurable, and achievable. When you focus on what you can control, the small steps toward your goals, you create momentum, and that momentum becomes a powerful force in your life. Focusing on what you can control also means being mindful of your daily habits. Our habits are the foundation of our success or failure. If you focus on positive, productive habits, you'll start to see real changes in your life. Whether it's exercising, practicing gratitude, or dedicating time to learning, the habits you cultivate will determine the outcomes you experience. By choosing to focus on the habits that align with your values and goals, you take back control over the trajectory of your life. Focusing on what you can control brings a sense of peace and clarity. You stop wasting time and energy on things that you have no influence over, and instead, you channel that energy into actions that propel you forward. It's about taking ownership of your life, cultivating a mindset of empowerment, and trusting that by focusing on what you can control, you will create the results you desire. Life will always throw challenges your way, but when you focus on what you can control, you'll find that those challenges become opportunities for growth and progress. Every decision we make is a step toward our future. It may seem like a small choice at the time, but the truth is that decisions have a cumulative power that can change the trajectory of our lives. When we make decisions, we create momentum. It's like setting a ball in motion. The first action propels us forward, and with every additional decision we make, that momentum grows stronger and stronger. The key to achieving success and personal growth lies not just in making the right decisions, but in understanding how decisions, no matter how small, compound over time to create lasting change. The beauty of decisions is that they create a ripple effect. When you decide to take action, you initiate a process that starts to build energy. That first decision can often feel like a leap of faith because the outcome is uncertain, but once you make the choice to move forward, the world begins to shift. Opportunities arise that you may not have noticed before. People come into your life who can help you. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open. This is the power of momentum. When you make a decision, you begin to attract circumstances that align with your action, even if it's just one small step at a time. Sometimes the hardest part of achieving something is simply deciding to take that first step. Many people are paralyzed by indecision, fearing the consequences of making the wrong choice. But what they don't realize is that inaction often keeps us stuck in the same place. Momentum doesn't start until we make a choice, no matter how imperfect it may seem. A single decision, even a small one, can be the catalyst for a chain of events that leads to profound change. It's in that initial commitment to act that the path begins to reveal itself. As momentum builds, each subsequent decision becomes easier. With every action, you gain more confidence, more clarity, and more knowledge. You begin to see how the pieces fit together, and what once seemed overwhelming becomes manageable. Every success, no matter how minor, fuels your belief that you are on the right path. The momentum you've created carries you forward, pushing you toward even bigger decisions, which in turn creates even more momentum. The process becomes self-sustaining, where one decision leads to another, and each new choice builds upon the last. The key is to keep moving. Even when progress feels slow, even when obstacles arise, the momentum you create by consistently making decisions will carry you through. Momentum has a way of making you feel unstoppable. Once you experience the power of taking decisive action, you realize that success is not about waiting for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. It's about showing up and making decisions, even when it's uncomfortable. The more you decide to move forward, the more you realize that momentum is your greatest ally in reaching your goals. Decisions create momentum by propelling you into action and opening up opportunities that would never have existed if you had stayed idle. It's through the consistent process of making decisions, taking action, and moving forward that we build the momentum needed to achieve greatness. Each decision, no matter how small, is a piece of the puzzle that leads to a life of fulfillment, success, and growth. The power of momentum lies in the knowledge that every step you take, every choice you make is pushing you closer to where you want to be. And when you embrace the momentum that your decisions create, you realize that the journey itself is just as important as the destination.